Have you guys heard of
please.
Gixxer Brah? Do you guys
Gixxer
know
Brah?
anything
Can you
about?
say it
Okay,
again?
okay.
This is a
Gixxer Brah. So there's a motorcycle called the Suzuki GSXR. Okay. And it's a really fast motorcycle, leader bike, whatever. It used to be the top racing thing. And now it's known for being like the hooligan bike. The people that go 180 miles an hour on the highway often gravitate towards the Gixxer. And this one guy on YouTube completely owns the persona. He's Gixxer Brah, and his hobbies are going wildly fast on the highway and running from police. I once saw him make a video of police chasing somebody else. So he gets the police's attention and then evades them as if he's doing a public service for letting other hooligans get away with traffic crimes. Anyway, one of the series he makes is he'll like go to Google Maps and be like, all right, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to go from here to there. In this case, it was Colorado Springs to Denver, which is on his thing. In the video, it said it was a 45-minute drive. And he makes it in 20 minutes. And he does it by going like up to 150, 180 miles an hour between cars on the interstate, just ripping down the... and he's been doing this for a while. And I'm like, how does he get away with this? How does he get away with just wild driving? I drive a little while, but I can't hold a candle to this guy. And anyway, the Colorado police looked him up, and now there's warrants out for him. This YouTuber, menacing, placed another person in fear of imminent serious bodily injury, engaged in a speed contest, reckless endangerment, reckless driving, speeding over 40 miles an hour above the speed limit, engaged in an exhibition of speed, and having no license plate. These are the things that he's guilty of, and they tracked him down. But he did it in Colorado, and he's from Texas. I don't know how this works. Can he just never go back to Colorado?
Yes.
That's a good plan for him, because there's warrants out at this point.
Why? How are they going to catch him?
Oh,
he go to Colorado. Like, I would make a YouTube video. I would go to Colorado and make like tons of content, like as much as I could, like enough for a year. And then I would go back to Texas and keep my ass there. But I'd keep teasing, like, I'd be outside the state patrol, like, well, here we are in Texas again this week. Made another trip up here. Just like change clothes every time. I would really fuck
just
with it.
Pretend that you're still.
I don't know. Although, can they send like bounty hunters or somebody like that to another state? Like, I don't know how that shit works. I know if you're a fugitive from the law, that seems like a different thing.
So can states not transfer prisoners from other states? Like, I can't remember the specific term, but when you like go to another country and you capture a guy in a different country and you bring him back to the States.
Extradition. You're talking about extradition. Well, he would have to be. So when that's going on, it's like if you've committed a crime spree or a crime. You commit a crime in Georgia and then one in South Carolina, you'll be already under arrest in South Carolina, and Georgia will be like, we got dibs after you, and they'll transfer you over. But it's a little different if you haven't committed any crime in Texas. You know, if he'd done a crime in Texas and they had him locked up, maybe Colorado could be like, hey, we want him when you're done. But the idea of sending Texas to go lock him up or invading Texas and locking him up there, they don't have they can't do that. I know.
Here's something I'm stuck on. Like, one of the ways that Bonnie and Clyde avoided getting caught for as long as they did is they would commit crimes in, like, there's a part of America where there's like 5 different states all kind of close to each other, and they would just stay near the borders, and they like commit some crimes in Nebraska and head over to Kansas, commit some crimes in Kansas and then drop down to Oklahoma, and just start like changing states all the time. And the police would literally like get to the state line like Dukes of Hazards.
I was just gonna say that.
Shucks, you got away.
Roscoe P. Coltrane has to stop.
And if you think about it, like I bet it was as much from like we're out of our jurisdiction as it was from we're done now. We don't have to chase them anymore, because the people you're chasing are murderers, right? Like maybe on your $10 a week job or whatever they were getting paid, month job, you don't want to run it off into Kansas and fight Bonnie and Clyde. I know that she ran around with a what was it, a BAR
Tommy gun?
She had a Browning automatic rifle, a fully automatic 30-06 sawed off.
Good gosh.
So if she hits you, you die. If she hits your arm, you lose your arm. If you hit the bone, you lose that limb. Like, I don't think
for some reason,
I'm pretty sure it's true.
It baffles me that today we still don't extradite people from
Yeah,
state
it's
to
weird.
state. Like I can
Some
see how
states are
maybe
weird.
if it's a traffic crime, then I can see why they wouldn't. But these some serious crimes.
Because
You always
Canada,
hear like wanted. I'm wanted in 2 states.
yeah. Because Canada, we extradite people all the time, right? Down to the
Yeah,
states.
we're not too. That's kind of a third world country these days. We're
There's some,
we seize bank accounts if we don't like.
There's some countries that that won't extradite at all.
Yeah,
so you can flee there, and then they won't send you back.
But they're not G7 or they're not G20 countries. They're
they're usually a downgrade though.
It always is, but it's
every country is a downgrade from America. I do get.
Well, okay, don't go crazy. But
yes, true. Canada's a nice second place. Nothing wrong with silver. Nothing wrong with silver.
Yeah,
silver.
Yeah,
but okay.
At what Olympic sport?
Well,
Hockey,
Canada's the
no. He meant second place when the country.
Yeah, when you take all the countries into account, I would say Canada's my second favorite.
Look,
I used to say
you think they're making it to the podium is ridiculous.
Canada's not my second favorite because I'm really sensitive to early sunsets and they're way up north and cold weather. They're not.
Yeah, but they're friendly. They got everybody's into hockey. I could talk to people about hockey in public. It'd be
I'm
like
not saying there aren't gay people. There's gay people.
No, hockey's the least gay sport. All the other sports are having gay.
Hockey's the least gay sport. I'm pretty sure they fuck each other as part of the hazing ritual.
I don't think so.
Not
any more than football players.
Oh god,
we're already trickle truthing on this.
Where's Harley when I need him?
Dude, that's how I made my best team. It was the final
in California, where he chooses to live for a reason.
Yeah, because he loves the US of A.
I would choose any Nordic country. I would choose like most of the European countries. Like France just seems so snooty. But I bet if you're not in fucking Paris.
You don't speak languages.
Oh, how hard could it be?
Yeah. To work off of the stuff Woody started out with motorcycle, motorcycle stuff. There's a whole weird trend going on in the States, especially the warmer areas, where if you look on like Instagram pages, like official legal pit, where kids will stop traffic and start doing burnouts.
Yeah,
in circles and stuff. And the hilarious thing is the new trending thing is that kids getting hit by people doing burnouts.
Fuck yeah.
And it's the funniest stuff. I love watching it. Like there's Instagram pages just dedicated to kids getting hit by these burnouts. It is too funny, but it's like
my YouTube search results this week. It's like people getting hit by cars, protesters getting ran over by cars.
Oh, Jesus.
Like I watched an hour just of protesters getting ran over by cars. I found one that I kind of felt bad about though, because it wasn't. So here's what happened. These people were protesting a slaughter house, a hog slaughterhouse. They blocked the track. They blocked the entryway, and there's a big semi truck full of pigs. And they run up and they start giving the pigs water through these bottles. And it's pretty pitiful. I kind of feel for the pigs. And this like 60-year-old climate protester or whatever, she's standing in the middle of the driveway, and the big rig turns in. He says he didn't see her. And she goes under the dual tires. It drags her. It doesn't roll over her. It smears her across the parking lot for like 40, 50 feet and turns her into a mushy pile. And there's a guy in front of her, and you can't hear anything because it's a security camera that's one of the POVs, but you can see by his hand movements, he's slowly like, no. And then he's just like hands on head because he's seeing a 60-year-old woman get smushed on asphalt. And I think they found the driver somewhat.
You got to do different stuff online, man. Like that's
information diet's not healthy.
That's so terrible. Why would you put that in your soul, in your mind?
And but usually
it's a lot worse than what I was talking about.
It's not usually such a downer. Usually it's these cocksuckers in the road and somebody's had enough and they just mow through them. And when I'm telling you, when a car rolls over a human being that you don't like, it's a good feeling, Taylor. It's a good feeling.
Oh, I like the protester.
The mob's banging on the windows. They're hitting it with sticks and bottles, and then the person's clearly like terrified, and they just hit the gas. And you realize that even a bitch-made car is just way much more powerful than a human being has any business being in the arena with. Some fucking Subaru Outback, like most lesbian lame ass car ever. It's up and over crowds.
Yep, but you have to look at the takeover videos that I'm talking about, because these are kids in like Hellcats and BMWs and import cars, and they're like they'll light fires in the middle so the cars can skid through them and stuff. And 99% of the time, there's like one kid standing too close, and for some reason, every time one of these guys get hit by a car, their pants come off. It is the weirdest.
They weren't up to begin with.
They needed a belt.
But you feel good because it's like these guys are like blocking traffic and they're like skidding, and they got the phones out and lasers pointing at the cars, and they're throwing Molotov cocktails at cars and setting Corvettes on fire. It's just
there's a similar type thing. It's older, but with dirt bikes in the city.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these guys on dirt bikes are really talented. And it's just a tall task for a policeman to catch somebody on a dirt bike in a city.
That was happening in New York, but they like one weekend, the cops just went out and just took all dirt bikes, whether they were like, street racing or doing pop wheelies or just sitting there. They took all dirt bikes in New York and put them all in trucks, like hundreds of them at one time. And they didn't give them back. They just took
in Massachusetts. It's similar. It made it illegal to refuel your dirt bike. So
wow.
Yeah, basically it had to be on a trailer. You had to buy like cans, but the whole business of being a hooligan and then filling up and being a hooligan some more is over.
Wow, yeah, these kids are getting bored, bro. It's like so weird.
I remember we talked about Only Use Me Blade a couple episodes ago, and the mistake that was drinking for cash. I watched these crazy motorcycle videos, and I feel like they've made a comparable mistake, which is driving recklessly for views. And these guys are on motorcycles going over 120 miles an hour through twisty roads or between cars on highways. And they just have to keep topping themselves. And, there's one guy, he'll never walk normally again. He has a cane, and then he gets on a bike, and somehow he's a super athlete unimpacted by his injuries. And then he gets off a bike and he's bad back, bad knees, bad everything. And you just know, like, it's like you're watching somebody killing themselves.
Yeah.
A couple of them died. I just remember. What I'm thinking of right now is Max Wrist. He's very fast, very talented guy. Crashes every year. His friend's dead. Bad kitty. And that's what happened. They just sort of stop making videos, and you find out they're dead.
Damn. I used to do dirt bikes when I was younger, but I said as soon as I became a dad, I swore them off.
Dirt bikes.
Yeah, and I was about to get a Ninja, street bike back in the day before I had kids. I said when I became a dad, I swore them off because literally everybody I know who rides has been in an accident at one point or another. 90% of the time is because of the other vehicle hitting them or not seeing them.
But not on a dirt bike.
Totally out of control. No. I'm just talking about motorcycles in general.
Motorcycles are dangerous. I don't pretend otherwise. Dirt bikes, though, at least the kind of dirt bike riding I do, which is trail bikes, all the hard shit's done slow. You fall over, you break your finger.
Yeah. On the trail, it's fine. I'm just talking about like on the street and, everyday riding and all that stuff.
Yeah,
on the trail, you're good.